Awesome. Okay, well, welcome everybody. My name is Heather Kramer, and I'm excited that you're on here with us today. This is pretty fun to be together, and we're going to talk about the program a little bit and just how awesome it is. If this is your first time, maybe it's your first time hearing about the program, or maybe you've seen some Facebook posts, or maybe you've heard about it like a few times, and you just kind of haven't had the courage or energy to find out more about it, or maybe you're like me and you've tried the program or you're on the program and you just love it and you want to share it with others. Whatever your circumstances, we're really glad you're here, and it's really great. So I just wanted to start off kind of quickly share my story. I've been a healthy weight pretty much most of my life, except for maybe 6 pregnancies. But in the last 7 months, I don't know what happened. I like to blame it on getting older and slower metabolism, but the diet and exercise that I was doing just wasn't working anymore, and the pounds were just coming on. And I would up my diet, be stricter and up the exercise, and just nothing was working. So I sort of felt like I was drowning, and it was really frustrating. So then I remembered my mom, who is just awesome. She's wonderful and amazing. And she's had 11 kids, and in between every pregnancy, she would try diet after diet to lose the weight. And sometimes the diets would help her lose a good chunk of weight, but always it would come back on. And maybe you've heard the statistic that 85% of people that go on diets gain the weight back, and then some. So when she started this program in 2018, all of us kids watched to kind of see what would happen. Would she lose any weight? Would she be totally miserable? Would she be able to sustain it? And I can say that she's lost over 80 pounds, and she looks amazing. People tell her that she looks 10 years younger, and she totally does. And she acts it too, because she doesn't have the aches and the low energy anymore. She feels great, and she moves great. She just looks so good. So when I started having problems with my weight, I knew exactly where to come. So I have been on the program about 6 weeks, about a month and a half, and I've lost almost 20 pounds. And I am kicking myself every day that I didn't start this program until I was 38, just because I was so stubborn or something. But in truth, I didn't really know what the program entailed and really how much it would change my life. And so that's why now that I do know, I am telling everybody about it, because everybody should know about this program, because it is so awesome. So yeah, I'm so passionate about it. You can ask any of my friends. They all know about it because I just love it. So on this quick webinar today, we hope to go over the 4 components that make this program so successful in being a predictable weight loss tool and helping you to sustain a healthier lifestyle the rest of your life. So we've got some pretty amazing people on here today, and we're going to kind of split up the components between us. But first, I wanted to introduce you to a woman that I have the privilege of health coaching. She's one of my clients, and she is so awesome. Her name is Maggie, and she is a mother of 5. She's a photographer, a realtor. She's really involved in church and community, and she's just so awesome. I've asked her to share with us she's been on the program just under 2 weeks. So I've asked her to share with us kind of how she's feeling and how things have gone the first week. And thank you so much for being on today, Maggie.
Thanks. Yeah, so I'm totally somebody who came from a family where my mother yo-yo dieted, and she was always pretty unhealthy. So I've never dieted, but I'm in my mid-40s now, and I think I can eat like a teenager, and I can't. So the reality of that has kind of been kicking my butt the last 5 to 7 years. I've been thinking I needed to do something about it. But because I'm so anti-dieting, I just would try to eat healthy, but it would last a little while, and then I'd give up after I'd lost like 5 pounds or something. So when Heather came on and started talking about this, I was pretty excited just to kind of ask her what it was about. I was a little skeptical I didn't want it to be one of those crazy ideas that my mother would come up with that just didn't sound healthy.
That was funny.
I love my mom, but right now she's in the middle of a bizarre diet and she is so not healthy. So I was super skeptical about it, but I just wanted to know more. And you know what I love about it is that I did try Weight Watchers once, and I hated every second of it because I was hungry all the time and I was so grumpy with my family. I lasted about a month, maybe a month and a half. I lost 10 pounds and then I quit. I was like, that's good enough. I can't be a mom and be that grumpy and tired all the time. And I've never really done anything since. So when you talked about how small the portion sizes were, I was a little worried. But I am amazed. Going in, this is my 13th day. I have tons of energy. I feel great. I don't have cravings. I see things that I like that I think, oh, I like donuts. That looks good. And then I just think, but I'm doing so good and it doesn't matter. And I just don't worry about it again. I've always had a problem sleeping through the night because I don't know if it's having too many kids. I have 6 kids and I don't know if it's from that, if it's having too much weight sitting on my bladder. I don't know what it is, but I wake up and usually I have to pee 3 or 4 times a night. And since I started doing this, I'm sleeping through the night like a baby. And I am so stunned. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, I slept through the night again. Like, I'm so excited. I mean, it sounds like a little kid, but I haven't done that for so long. And it's so crazy because I'm drinking 11 glasses of water a day. Like, I can't believe that that's not an issue for me, but somehow this has resolved that too. So I love the energy level. I love how I feel. I've lost 9 pounds in 13 days. And I also checked my inches. I didn't just measure my waist and my hips because I gain weight everywhere. So I measured my calves, my thighs, my waist, my hips, and my biceps so I could see a difference. And this morning I went back and did it, and I've lost an inch off my thighs in 13 days and a half inch off my waist. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that is so awesome, Maggie. And you have been doing so great. You guys know why it's such a pleasure to coach Maggie. But some of the things you said just totally resonated with me. Going on a diet and just being a grump. I mean, yeah, after a couple months you lose some weight, but you're mad the whole time because you're restricting yourself and you just feel totally miserable. My husband said the other day to me, which I thought was so funny, he's like, I've never seen people on a diet who are actually happy about it. And just like you said, I don't have cravings or I'm not hungry and I sleep super great. Like my dreams are like so vivid now. And so I love what you said. That was awesome. Thank you, Maggie. So like I said, I get to coach Maggie and she is so amazing. And that kind of brings us to the first component of the program. And that is a health coach. And a health coach is not something you pay for. It's just someone who is there with you one-on-one to support you. It's someone who checks up on you through phone, email, text, Marco Polo, whatever is your preference, but somebody who's got your back and is supporting you and kind of helping you with the baby steps to healthy habits until you are feeling confident and on your feet, like you can help others and continue on in that healthy lifestyle. So a health coach is the first key and an important key to kind of the blueprint of transforming your life. So next I was going to ask my little sister, Whitney, who is actually my health coach, if she would introduce the second component. And Whitney, can you just first tell a little bit about your story before you introduce the second component?
Sure, happy to. Sorry if you guys can't see me very well. I'm actually nursing. Really fun. But no, I started because I was having a real hard time getting pregnant with our second baby. And so I had tried everything. I've always struggled with my weight. And so then I contacted my cousin and knew she was a health coach and said, I've tried everything. Do you have any other ideas for me? And so the doctor had recommended me to lose 50 pounds, and so I lost those 50 pounds in 4 months and got pregnant right away. And so it was really nice to be able to feel like I had a handle on my health and realize and know that I could have a healthy pregnancy. And right now I'm on what is called the Nursing Mothers Program, which is a much slower weight loss program, but it's healthier for my baby. And so I love that that is taken into account, that it's not like, oh, this is only for a certain demographic of people. You have to be between 30 and 50, and you have to be a woman, and you have, all of these criteria. Anybody can do it. You can be 13 and try it, Which I was actually talking to one of my clients, and she said, I'm worried about my son, and none of the programs that I've looked up are, you can sign up when you're under 18. And so I said, well, the wonderful thing about this program is that it's all about healthy habits. And so that's one thing that I really like about this program, is that the education is there as well. When you sign up, you get a workbook that helps you recognize your emotional eating triggers. For me, it's boredom. Some people, they eat when they're stressed. Some people eat when they're sad. Some people, when it's lots of different things. But I already knew that about myself. But it helps me recognize it. And I love that it's not just, okay, well, here's some bars and, eat these and you'll lose weight. It's, all right, let's help you gain a healthy relationship with food, so that when you make cookies, you don't feel like you need to eat half a dozen. You're like, okay, having one cookie, I'm totally okay with that. And I've noticed a huge difference, because like I said, I've been overweight my whole life. And so I struggled with it and talked to a lot of doctors and read a lot of health books and tried a lot of fad diets. And I never felt like there's so much conflicting information. And so for the first time in my life, I feel like I actually know what my body wants, and I'm happy to give it what it wants. I'm happy to add extra vegetables to dinner, because I know that that's going to give me energy. I know it's going to make my body happy. And so I love the educational part of it, that it's training you for a happier, healthier lifestyle, and not just, this is the magic way to lose weight.
Thank you, Whitney. Isn't she awesome? Whitney's awesome. I love what you said about the education, about how the education helps you recognize your triggers and how to deal with them and how to have a healthy relationship with food. That's really key if you're trying to to get a healthy life and a healthier future. Then you wanna understand what your body wants and how to handle that. So I love that, Whitney. Thank you for sharing that. I remember when Whitney announced that she was pregnant, and I remember crying because our family had prayed for her and her husband, for years for them to be able to get pregnant. And once she went on the program, and like she said, in 4 months, she lost 50 pounds. And her body was healthy again. And so she got pregnant. And it's so often that extra weight that weighs us down, pun intended, I guess, weighs us down, so that we can't live that fuller, happier life, because we've got that extra weight that's kind of holding us back. My husband is a doctor, and sometimes he comes home so discouraged because he will have to do a surgery on people, amputating their toes or their feet or what have you. And sometimes they're young people, but they're just not taking care of their body, and so their body is falling apart. He said 80% of the people that he sees, if they lost weight, their health would be dramatically improved. And 95% of people can lose weight and live a healthier and happier life. And I have found that to be so true in my own life as I'm losing weight. I have epilepsy, and as I lose more weight and pick up healthier habits, it's totally under control. And my lack of gallbladder, that used to be a major issue, is not something that I even have to think about anymore. And this bunion that has hurt me for so many years is not even a thing anymore until I look down at my bare feet and I'm like, oh, that's ugly. But that's why I want to tell everybody about this program, because it is so awesome and it jumpstarts your health and gets you thinking healthier and wanting to be healthier and do things in a healthier way. So we have talked about a health coach and the importance of having somebody that's one-on-one support, that's there in your corner, who got your back, and helping you baby steps along the way to healthier habits. We talked about the education component and understanding your relationship with food and just understanding what your triggers are and how to overcome them. And then I wanted to ask Chantel, who is my mentor coach and my cousin, to talk about the third component. Chantel is so awesome. She has taught me everything I know about the program and continues to teach me every day. She is so patient with me. But she's been a health coach for over 7 years. And even though she's been a health coach for 7 years, she has never lost that energy and excitement and drive to tell people about this awesome program, because it is so great. So we're happy to have you on, Chantel. Can you talk to us a little about the third component?
Yes, I'm so happy to be on. And you know what? I'll say, is this not inspirational or what? Like, I don't know if this does it for you guys, but I am like pumped up. Just hearing these stories is the reason why I wake up every morning with a passion to want to share this program and to help the people that are in my life, and also in turn, you know, that you can't help anyone else without it actually karma, right? It comes back to you. And so it's actually for selfish reasons too, because I need the help. No one's perfect with their health. And so that's why the community is so important. Whether you're a health coach, whether you have just decided today that health is important to you, wherever you are in your journey, our community is one where we gather, and it's for anyone who is wanting to move forward with their health. So that it just is all encompassing. And so I love that. Just being on here, I see a theme of people that are wanting to take control of their health and to create something in their lives that they want. So there's lots of different mentalities. You can sit back and say, you know what? These are the genes I was given. This is what it's too hard, right? Or you can give up, but that's not what you're going to find in this health community. You're going to have people that give you hope, that are fighting for you, that are going to be there on your hard days, that are not going to let you step back. And, you know, we all have those days where we question, right? But that's why we're a part of this community. You all know how important peer pressure is, right? Like, we think of peer pressure as like negative, right? Like, oh, stay away from that peer pressure. But it's actually positive as well. You can actually use it to your benefit. And I see that with this health community, as we're all encouraging each other. And you are like the people that you surround yourself with. So with our health community, we have lots of different ways. So like this webinar, you guys are a part of our health community just by being on this. But it kind of goes along with your health coach. So you have that health coach that guides you, that accountability, that knows you really well and is helping you set those goals, that is basically there holding your hand, right? But also we have Facebook groups, and we have even in person, depending on your area, if that's something that you're looking for. So lots of support and with our community, just depending on what is right for you. But it's honestly my favorite part of this whole health program. I have to say, it really is, because I wouldn't be here without our community and how uplifting it is. And since I've been a health coach as well, really working on personal development and knowing, like, just hearing other people's stories, it just makes me want to be better. And you'll find that in this community, how much the personal development is actually helping you get to your goal. Whitney, I loved how you talked about the mind and your relationship with food and all those things. It's not just, oh, put this in your mouth and you're going to lose weight. It's a lot more than that. So that's what I love about it, Heather.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chantel. One of our co-founders, Dr. Anderson, who wrote a Healthy Habits book, said, we are made for relationships. We're dependent on each other. Like-minded people come together and create power and friendship for each other. And we need each other to transform, and being connected to a like-minded community makes that easier. And I think that just totally backs up what Chantel was saying, just the positive peer pressure. And can I just say, I love the webinars. I feel like the people that are on there sharing are so wise. And I just think, what is making them so wise? And I feel like it's the fact that they chose to transform their life. They chose to embrace the principles of kind of optimal well-being that the program provides, and they ran with it. And they were courageous, and they used the health coach and the education and the community to kind of keep them going and get them to where they are today. And we have an awesome YouTube channel and podcasts. And I just love when I'm, running errands or running kids around or doing laundry. They're short, but they're like Chantel said, they're super inspirational and motivational and just kind of change your day. So that's pretty awesome. So we've talked about 3 of the 4 components. We talked about the health coach, education, and community. And we just have 1 component left. And this one is actually my favorite component because I feel like it's what makes the program completely awesome and doable for somebody like me. Like you, I'm busy. I have a million kids and practices and businesses and laundry and on and on. Life is so busy. And have you heard that studies show that eating 6 small meals a day will help you live a healthier life? So somehow when you're running around and doing all your errands and everything, you have to make sure to know how to make 6 small balanced meals a day and also make those 6 small balanced meals a day. So that is why I love this program, because they kind of say, you know what, we got your back. You just sit back and go on autopilot. We will take care of 5 of those meals for you, and you just worry about 1 meal. And we have created these awesome, delicious options that we call fuelings. And you go ahead and run around and do your thing. And when you're running out the door, just make sure and grab one of our bar fuelings or something that you can grab on the go, and we'll take care of that. And I love it because it's so easy and it's so simple. And while you're eating those 5 fuelings a day, you are losing weight. You eat the food, you lose the weight. And why is that? It's because these fuelings are scientifically formulated and perfectly balanced with protein and carbs and fats to get you in this fat burning mode. So where the protein targets your fat and retains your lean muscle mass. And so also the fuelings are totally clean. There's no colors, flavors, or artificial sweeteners. It's nothing artificial. So the label is a clean label, and you can eat that and not feel guilty that you're having a chocolate brownie or a chocolate protein bar, or maybe soups or pretzels or oatmeal or pasta or mashed potatoes. I mean, they have over 60 delicious options to choose from. And the way that it works is in the optimal weight 5 and 1 plan is you eat 5 of these fuelings a day. And another great thing is all the fuelings are nutritionally interchangeable. So you could have 5 glasses of hot cocoa a day, or like I said, my favorite, you can tell I like sweets, the 5 brownies a day, or the peanut butter bars a day, because they're all nutritionally interchangeable. So you pick 5 fuelings, and then 1 time a day you make a lean and green meal. And that's great practice too for when you get to your goal weight and you're going to continue on into your healthier lifestyle, then you know what optimal nutrition looks like, and you know how to make a nutritious meal. So you pick 5 of these great fuelings and you make 1 lean and green meal a day, and the weight just comes off. And I love that they take all the hard part out of everything and just make it so simple. And the fuelings are so good because if they weren't, I would not be backing it, and I would not be doing it because I do not have that much willpower to eat something that I think is disgusting 5 times a day. So that is why I'm telling everybody about this program. I love it. It's so awesome. It's backed by science. It's backed by doctors. It works with predictable results. With the 4 components, we have the health coach, we have the education, we have the support of our great community, and we have the fuelings, which make it all so easy. And that once you know what optimal nutrition looks like, then healthy eating just kind of becomes second nature. So that's what I wanted to share about the 4 components today. And I promised a healthy tip, And Chantel is the queen of that, so I'm going to pass it to her.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll do my best. I've learned a few things, I feel like, over the past 7 years, hopefully. I've been focusing on this, and I just love it. It's a passion of mine. So I would love to share just something that has, like, are you guys ready for like a super, super like practical tip? Like we're going to really bring it down to like, I don't know, just really bring it down to what we can all understand, like on a day-to-day basis. I don't know about you guys, but I struggled with emotional eating. Anybody else? Like, come on, give me a little hand, give me a little like, yes, me in the chat or something. Okay. And I honestly didn't even know until I started learning about it. Because I thought emotional eating was like, oh, you're sad, your boyfriend dumped you, so you go like, eat a bunch of candy. But I realize it's so much more than that, right? It's really, if you're connecting any kind of emotion with food and trying to cover up or buffer with food, then we're emotional eaters. And guess what? We all are. That's just usually how we train. But the good news is we can actually rewire our brain. So instead of, again, like I said, instead of saying like, oh, that's just how I grew up, or that's just kind of what happened to me, instead of just saying that, we can say, well, what do you want to create in your life? Like, what do you actually what do you want your behavior to look like? And so when I found myself being stressed, like with my kids, I actually, not even knowingly, okay, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I would like just go to the pantry and get in the chocolate chips, because I was smart enough to like avoid buying a bunch of stuff that was in my pantry. So I had like, no Oreos, no nothing in my pantry, right? I can't handle that. But like there were chocolate chips in my pantry. So I would go get those and I would start eating those just when I was stressed. So what I found was I identified that first and I said, hey, why am I doing that? I'm stressed. What else do I want to create? What else could that look like? So that was my neural pathway in my brain. Do you guys know that you literally have a neural pathway connecting an emotion to that behavior? So whatever you do when you're stressed, you automatically go to that one thing usually. Think about that. What do you do when you're stressed? What is your automatic response? Usually we have something. Mine was chocolate chips. Okay, so I wanted to recreate that. And actually in our, the way I was able to do this is what Whitney was talking about, that workbook. I wrote it out because I didn't just think in my brain, because this is where the problem occurred in my brain. So I actually had to put it out on paper, get all my thoughts on paper and recreate what I wanted. And I said, you know what, instead of going for the chocolate chips, I'm going to go for my water. I'm going to like literally stress water. I'm just going to like keep doing it until it becomes second nature to me. And it was so cool to see how that's what started to happen. Like automatically without me even thinking about it anymore. I didn't have to try. Stress. Oh my gosh, where's my water? I just started drinking water. And one day I'll tell you like something really, really practical that will help you make that jump. First of all, is to identify. But when you notice yourself, I found myself putting my hand inside the pantry and practice, like when I was reaching for the chocolate chips, I would practice something called stop, challenge, and choose. Who's heard of that concept before? Stop, challenge, choose. Okay, a couple of you have. When you're reaching for those chocolate chips or whatever your vice is, okay, it's stop yourself. So many times we just don't even think about it, right? We just grab it and eat it and then we feel guilty later. But we can stop ourselves. So I literally look at my hand and be like, oh my gosh, I have control over that hand. This might sound weird, but this is literally what's going on in my brain. Stop my hand. Now, challenge. Now, what do I actually want to create? What if I did eat that? But what if I didn't eat that? And realizing that I was in control of me. I didn't have to eat that just because I was stressed. I could stop at any point. So I challenged myself, okay? And then the last step is choose. This is all like in a matter of like, 15 seconds, right? But I'm just trying to tell you what's going on in my brain. So, and then choose, the point comes where you get to make the decision based on what you want. And I would tell myself, you know what? I could totally have those chocolate chips because it doesn't work if you say no, I can't have the chocolate chips. If you're like me, you want the chocolate chips even more. So I say, you know what? I could totally have those chocolate chips right now. Or I could just drink some water, or I could have a healthy fueling or something else. And then this is a magical question. What do I really want right now? And so oftentimes I would find that, you know what? I don't really want those chocolate chips. In fact, I'm just stressed right now. And I just need to call a friend. I need to go on a walk. I need to get out of the house, whatever, address the actual emotion that's going on, and then deal with that, and then completely disconnect it from food. So hopefully that stop, challenge, and choose exercise, I want you guys to try it. It's kind of magical. I started doing it a couple times. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. So I hope that you guys have an experience with it too, and just see if it works. And after you do that over and over and over again, that's what rewires that brain, that your neural pathway in your brain. And before long, it becomes like literally like not even something you think about. You tell me today, when I'm stressed to go eat chocolate chips, I would look at you so crazy, like that doesn't even make sense anymore. What do you mean, you crazy person? Because it's not a neural pathway that's even in my brain anymore. So anyway, that's your healthy tip for the day.
I love that, Chantel. Thank you so much. I love especially the third point. So stop, like identify what's happening and challenge it. Like, do I really want to do this? What would happen if I didn't do that? And then choose. I love that. You're not like taking the power away from yourself. You are empowering yourself with a choice. And I've been on the program for 6 weeks, and that does not make me a perfect person. I still deal with emotional eating like Chantel is talking about, where I feel stressed and I'm like, I'm not hungry, but I'm like, how much longer till another fueling or something? But I'm not hungry. I recognize that. I stop, identify it. Why am I craving this? I recognize it. Oh, okay, I'm just stressed. And then I make a different choice. But I don't know, for some reason, Chantel, when you were talking, I thought, oh, it'd be so cool if I dealt with stress in like doing crunches or something, like get down on the ground and all the kids are like, oh my gosh, she's stressed. Look, she's doing crunches. So maybe
I love it.
That would be an extra like
coming up right here on Heather.
It's like, making your stress work for you, instead of bringing you down or whatever. I love that. So we are so grateful you guys took the time to watch today. I know that there are some questions, and I thought maybe we could just take turns, maybe starting with Chantel, answering different questions. Does anybody want to go ahead and ask a question, and we'll just take turns answering them?
Yeah, let's do open it up, Heather. I actually saw a question right here in the chat thread, and someone's asking, what is the cost per month for the fuelings? So that is a great question. I'm so glad. Let's see, Sally's asking that. And Sally, that totally depends on your health goals. I know that's like, that's a cop-out answer, right? But totally, it depends on your health goals, but I'll give you kind of a little bit more specific. So with the program, you actually, all the components that we were talking about, like the community, the support, the coach, and education, all of that comes with the program. So you actually only pay for the fuelings, which is your food that you get, and you're just kind of switching your grocery store, buying these fuelings instead of going out to eat all those extras that you eat on a normal day-to-day basis. So they're about $3 a fueling, and it just depends on which program is best for you, whether that's a 5-in-1 or a 4-in-2. And so talk to your health coach, and they can kind of tell you like what program would be best and what that would involve. Great question though.
That is a great question. Thanks, Chantel. Are there any other questions? This is a great time to ask them. No judgment. Ask anything. Well, relating to the program. Go ahead and put them in the comments box or come off mute and ask your question. That would be great.
And you can also raise your hand and I can put you off mute because I think everyone is on mute. I think we answered it all, Heather.
Okay. That is awesome. Well, we want to thank you again for joining our Zoom today.